This is Steve from Average Joe's Fantasy Football, and we've got another start and sit video for you guys. We are now going to be doing the wide receiver start and sit for week 7. Again, this is going to be based off of PPR and half PPR. If it is standard, please feel free to ask us some in the comments down below, or of course hit us up in our DMs. That might change how I would refer some of these guys as far as some start and sits based off of obviously yardage and touchdowns. So again, I want to make sure you guys are aware, we've got 6 teams that are on a bye this week. 6 teams. This is bye week hell. Unfortunately, there are a lot of teams out, which means there are going to be a lot of stars for you guys out this week, which hopefully you guys hit up those waivers really heavily. Maybe you did some trades this week, or you're just really desperately using your bench to kind of hopefully get you a victory. So one thing I will say, for the most part, because a lot of teams are on a bye and there are unfortunately a lot of injuries, you should still fare pretty well this week as far as getting that victory and continuing on to your championship season. So for the buys, again, these are the teams that are on a bye. Like I said, some notable ones, obviously Cowboys, you've got Chargers, Bills. So these are some of your notable teams that are on a bye this week. Now these are going to be obvious starts. These, I don't have as many receivers as I normally do, and a lot of that has to do with matchups and again bye weeks, but these are 5 receivers that I believe should be starting absolutely this week based off matchup and of course where they stand, targets and things like that. So make sure you start them this week. Now as far as starts go for wide receivers, the first person I've got is Calvin Ridley. Now normally I would put Ridley in the obvious spot, but unfortunately with Patterson pretty much getting all the targets, Matt Ryan has not really thrown a whole lot to Ridley, and if he has, it hasn't been as efficient as everybody was hoping. He hasn't really scored touchdowns. He has not been targeted heavily in the red zone. That's been really Patterson, Davis, even Kyle Pitts finally got a touchdown this past last week, but Ridley's unfortunately not performing amazingly. But they are going against the Dolphins, who are allowing 210 yards to the wide receiver, which is 29th in the NFL. They're also allowing 44.1 points to the wide receiver position, which is 30th in the NFL. So there's going to be a turnaround week where Ridley turns it around to be that round 2, possibly round 1, depending on where you drafted him, pick. This is that week for him. Now, another guy I have as a good start is going to be Courtland Sutton. Sutton's going against the Browns. Obviously, this is going to be a different game. A lot of injuries going on right now, but Sutton's going against the Browns, who are allowing 191 yards to the wide receiver, which is 25th in the NFL. They're also allowing 42.8 points, which is 27th in the NFL. Again, another really good matchup. I don't expect this game to be a shootout. I do see with all the injuries going on, I do expect this to be a very close game, and it could really go either way. Not saying Broncos are better than Browns and vice versa, but I do believe that this is a game that really anybody can win this based off what's going on. Now, the last guy I have as a good start is going to be Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel is going against the Colts. Colts are allowing 178 yards to the wide receiver position, which is 14th in the NFL. But they are allowing a lot of points, 42.4 points, which is 26th in the NFL. So there's going to be a matchup that's going to work out for him. It's going to be this week. Obviously, right now, Garoppolo's back. He at least should be back. He's feeling pretty healthy, feeling pretty good about himself. Really good matchup for him. I do expect Deebo Samuel to have another good game. Defense on the Colts more against the run than they are the pass, so I can see them taking advantage of that. Now, as far as some good sits go, first guy I have as a good sit is going to be Henry Ruggs. A lot of people, I guess you would say, really have some high hopes, but then every time you start him, he ends up stuttering and just faltering. But then when you don't start him, he has a really good game. So it's really tough and really challenging when you've got a really inconsistent receiver like Ruggs. They're going against the Eagles, who are third against the pass as far as the wide receiver yards go. 128 yards they're only allowing. They're also only allowing 31.1 points, which is 30 in the NFL. So it's a very tough matchup as well, especially if he's going to get Darius Slay. Slay has done an amazing job against the number 1 receiver. I said that before when they played against the Bucs, where Mike Evans was going to underperform, and he did, because Darius Slay is that type of cornerback. So I don't like Ruggs this week. Another guy I don't like is in the same game, Devonta Smith. Devonta Smith has really struggled. A lot of this has to do with the Eagles have been really struggling. They're going against the Raiders, obviously, which are allowing 135 yards to the receiver position, which is 5th in the NFL. They're also only allowing 31.8 points, which is 6th in the NFL. So really another tough matchup, and I just don't trust this Eagles offense in general. I don't think this is a good one for them. I think Jalen Hurts might have a passing touchdown, but I don't think it's going to be Devonta Smith, and I don't like him this week. Another guy I have as a good sit, and people are probably going to give me a hard time because he's done well the past 2 weeks, is Robert Woods. Look, here's the deal. It's not that the Lions defense is amazing, but when you're playing against a team who is unfortunately not as talented and you're up maybe a couple touchdowns, you're not going to pass the ball like crazy. I think this would be a really good game for Darrell Henderson compared to, say, Robert Woods. Because if the Rams are up, again, 10 to 14 points, they're not passing the ball. Lions are actually only allowing 181 yards to the wide receiver, which is 18th in the NFL, but they're only allowing 33.4 points, which is 17th in the NFL. So yeah, they might bend a little bit, but they're not allowing touchdowns or that many receptions. So I like that the Lions defense can, I think, prevail a lot better than I think Robert Woods. Now, Cooper Kupp, you should be playing. But, again, I don't like Robert Woods. Now, some sleepers I've got for you guys. First guy I have is a good sleeper is Darnell Mooney. A lot of this has to do with the fact that we're hoping Justin Fields performs really well because the Bucs are a good defense that they can really turn that around. Mooney's going against the Bucs, who are allowing 182 yards, which is 20th in the NFL. They've improved a lot. They used to be actually near the bottom. But they're still allowing a lot of points, 41 points to the wide receiver position, which is 23rd in the NFL. So again, another good matchup. Another good matchup I have is Brandon Cooks. A lot of it's going to be just based off target share. He's getting a lot of the targets still. The Cardinals are allowing 172 yards, which is 13th in the NFL, but they're also allowing a lot of points, 40.6, 21st in the NFL. So this is a good matchup. I think, again, this is going to be more of a shootout, so I do expect the Texans are going to be throwing the ball a lot. All based off game script, Brandon Cooks is a good start as far as a good sleeper, in my opinion. All right, so those are my wide receiver start and sits and sleepers for week 7. Again, this is going to be based off PPR, so hopefully you guys are paying attention to that. Make sure you pay attention to your lineups with your bye weeks. Also, if you have questions of who you should start or sit, make sure you hit us up in the comments down below. Don't be afraid to ask. We'll be able to help answer those questions. Or if you're still trying to figure out waivers, most of the waivers have already gone through, but if you're still trying to figure out some players based off of last-minute injuries, again, please feel free to hit us up. You can hit us up in the comments or hit us up on Instagram or Twitter. Our DMs are open for everybody to ask any questions so we can help you guys out for this season. Hopefully this video has been helpful for you. Hopefully it's been giving you some good insight and what you should be looking forward to and some good stats to help you kind of, really figure out who you should start and sit. If you are new to the channel and you want to get back to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you guys are notified every time we drop a new video just like this. Also, make sure you hit that like button. It is greatly appreciated. And again, helps us out with the YouTube algorithm so we can help spread the word and really help everybody out with fantasy. So make sure you stay tuned. We'll be dropping that tight end start and sit video for you guys for week 7. And I'll catch you guys next time.